The Maple Leafs are eyeing major reinforcements for the final stretch of the season, and two names stand out: Brayden Schenn from the St. Louis Blues and Dylan Cozens from the Buffalo Sabres. Does Toronto have what it takes to close the deal and strengthen its roster for the playoffs? On top of that, there's controversy surrounding the Four Nations face-off. Teams are worried about star players getting injured. But could this competition actually serve as a springboard for players to shine in the postseason? And it doesn't stop there. We'll talk about Josh Leivo's surprising rise in the KHL, the harsh reality of the Seattle Kraken, and an emotional moment for Bobby McMann with his family. Stay with us until the end. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest Leafs news. The Maple Leafs need a strong center to complete their roster, and with the trade deadline approaching, the market is heating up. Among the top targets, Brayden Schenn and Dylan Cozens stand out as intriguing options. On one hand, Schenn brings experience and a winning pedigree. His $6.5 million per year contract through 2028 isn't cheap, but his impact on the ice could justify the investment. He has already shown that he can elevate his game in the playoffs, something Toronto desperately needs. Cozens, on the other hand, is an interesting case. At 23 years old, he still has a lot to offer despite a disappointing season, just 10 goals and 26 points in 53 games. However, players with his combination of size, 6 feet 3 inches, 207 pounds, skill and 30-goal potential are rare. The problem? Acquiring Cozens won't be cheap. The Leafs don't have a first-round pick available for 2025, which limits their options. But a package involving their 2026 pick, along with prospects Fraser Minton and Easton Cowan, could be the price to get a deal done. Will Toronto take the risk of giving up young talent to strengthen the present? And there's another obstacle. Would the Sabres be willing to trade a promising player to a division rival? It seems unlikely. In that sense, Schenn appears to be the more viable option, especially considering his connection with head coach Craig Berube, who previously coached him in St. Louis. The trade market is set to heat up in the coming days. The Four Nations face-off is sparking intense debate among teams and fans. With a highly competitive tournament happening mid-season, many teams fear their stars could suffer injuries that jeopardize their playoff chances. But there's another perspective. This competition could help players gain confidence and carry that momentum into the postseason. That's what Minnesota Wild coach John Hynes believes. It's going to be high-level hockey, and the experience could be extremely valuable for our players' growth. And if we look at history, there are examples of players who used international tournaments as a springboard for breakout playoff performances. Could that happen with players like Austin Matthews and Connor Hellebuyck? Hellebuyck in particular is an interesting case. Despite being one of the NHL's top goaltenders, he has struggled in April. If he shines in the Four Nations and leads Team USA to a title, could that change his playoff mindset and boost his confidence? And there's more. Quinn Hughes, one of the best American defensemen today, is unlikely to participate in the tournament. The Canucks are hesitant to release him, prioritizing his recovery for the playoffs. Could this tournament alter the course of some teams' seasons? The Seattle Kraken was one of the NHL's recent sensations, but reality is now quite different. After a surprising playoff run last season, which included eliminating the Colorado Avalanche, the team is in free fall. With an inconsistent defense and an uninspiring offense, the Kraken has dropped to 29th place in the overall standings. Free agent signings haven't worked out, and a coaching change hasn't produced the expected results. What went wrong? The team bet that last season's success was sustainable, but the lack of high-impact stars is taking its toll. Seattle needs to quickly find an identity or risk falling into competitive limbo. Who would have thought that Josh Leivo would become one of the top scorers in the KHL? At 31 years old, the former Maple Leafs Flames and Canucks forward is dominating the Russian league, leading in both goals 40 and points 63. For a player who never had much of a spotlight in the NHL, this rise is impressive. His success might even attract interest from some NHL teams for a possible return. Does he still have a place in the North American League? Not all great hockey stories are about trophies and records. Some are about unforgettable personal moments, like Bobby McMann's from the Toronto Maple Leafs. During the team's recent tour through Canada, McMann scored a goal in front of his grandmother, Myrna, who had never seen him play live. She has watched all my games since I was in juniors. She never missed one. So it was really special for her to see me score a goal. These moments remind us of the human side of sports, where every player carries stories and motivations that go beyond the ice. A lot is happening in the NHL. Will Toronto land a center for the playoffs? Will the Four Nations face-off be a blessing or a curse for the players? And does Josh Leivo deserve another shot in the NHL? I want to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment on which of these stories caught your attention the most. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more hockey analysis and updates. See you in the next video.